Hello, esteemed judges and fellow change maker. We are Mahasiswa Gacor team from MNC University. I'm Noval, and there is Stephen Jonathan and Tristan Danielo. Today, we are thrilled to present our strategic blueprint for Bank Rakyat Indonesia, or we say BRI, in the title of Stimulating the Demand Ecosystem Through Desa Brilliant. Currently, BRI stands as the undisputed champion of the micro and MSME banking ecosystem in Indonesia. Yet, beneath this massive footprint, lies a subtle systematic challenge. While BRI loan portfolio continued to grow, its actually active micro customer base has started to contract. Our presentation today is not about introducing another lending product. It is about a fundamental pivot, shifting from a credit push strategy to an aggressive demand-led ecosystem development by centering our effort on scaling Desa Brilliant and integrating localized B2B demand. We can de-risk credit, expand organically, and streamline frontline operator. Let me hand over the floor to Tristan, who will walk us through the real-time data shaping the situation today. Okay, Tristan, can you help me, please?
Okay, thank you, Naval. So let's look closely at the data of today. We're looking at the classic commercial paradox. On one hand, the area is doing exceptionally well at moving volume, with loan portfolio volume growing by 5.3% year-on-year. But on the other hand, we are witnessing a 4.1% year-on-year decline in our actual micro borrower base. Why this is happening? To protect its asset quality, management has had to adopt a selective micro portfolio approach. Many MSMEs are simply struggling to pay off their loans. This structural push of supply-side capital into unready markets has created heavily financial drag. BRI cost of credit has spiked by 80 basis points to 3.53%, while asset recovery has fallen to a step low of just 34% of COC. Adding to this, our frontline monetary workers is deeply over-leveraged. They are saturated, trying to balance the credit acquisitions, debt collection, and digital advisory and community mapping all in a single workday. So how do you prioritize these bottlenecks? I will pass it to Stephen to break down our problem prioritization metrics.
Okay, thank you, Tristan. To find out where to start first, we evaluate this challenge using a systematic problem prioritization matrix. Priority 3 is frontline saturation. It limits acquisition capacity, but it is ultimately a symptom, not the cause. Priority 2 is the divergence of our borrower base, which brings our inclusive banking reach. Priority 1 is our core bottleneck, is the rising cost of credit and inefficient asset recovery. When MSMEs are handed credit line without guaranteed, the buyer, they lack the consistent revenue to repay. Therefore, our core issue statement is this: BRI is grappling with a serious mismatch rooted in a capital strategy, extending supply, set credit to MSMEs that lack secure access to market and are not yet positioned to use it effectively. This directly helps the long-term commercial sustainability of the micro-banking ecosystem. And take a look why this fundamental breakdown occurs on the ground. Naval, can you walk us through our root cause analysis?
Okay, thanks, Stephen. To pull me back the layer, we conducted a 5 why analysis. Why are credit costs rising and recovery rates down? Because micro borrowers are under intense repayment strain. Why? Because they operate at a low margin substances level with violated cash flow. Why? Because they are physically isolated in remote rural area with no structural, digital, or commercial link to high-value urban buyer. Why haven't digital tools solved this? Because existing flight platform like Link UMKM scale out early, covering less than half of BRI 34.2 million borrowers. And finally, why do we keep pushing supply-side credit? Because traditional target force our monetary field force to prioritize individual transaction volume over collective ecosystem value. This led us to a crucial conclusion: what our client need is not more debt, but guaranteed demand. Let's look at how BRI unique position in the market can make this shift possible. Tristan, over to your strategic analysis.
Okay, thank you, Naval. So from an internal standpoint, BRI possesses assets that are absolutely valuable and rare. So a physical army of 31,000 embedded monetary agents and localized Senyum co-location center spanning over 69,000 villages. No digital-only fintech or commercial rival can match this human footprint. Imitable decades of community trust built through the unit Desa system. And the last one is organized. So the opportunity that currently this asset base is organized to chase individual loan targets, if we recognize them as a community cluster managers, we unlock a massive latent value. While digital fintech scale fast, their high rural default rate prove that a pure digital approach fails in rural segments. BRI's hybrid physical digital model is the winning formula that we must leverage this build local demand commercial infrastructure. Stephen, how do we transform this into actionable alternatives?
Okay, thank you, Tristan. We weighed three strategic alternatives. Alternative 3 was traditional financial literacy training, which has low efficiency and takes too long to show value. Alternative 2 was a purely digital push via link UMKM, which face immediate digital adoption barriers on the ground. Alternative 1 is our champion, demand-driven ecosystem application via Desa Brilian, with a scoring dominant 11 of 12 on our decision matrix. This strategy directly targets the root cause of credit risk. It shifts the focus from chasing individual high-risk microloans to creating structural and consolidated privilege production cluster break guarantee via bio context. And how does this translate into concert programs? Naval, can you guide us through the execution?
Okay, so the Desa Brilliant solution, shifting allocation from volume push lending to demand-side cooperative cluster, securing borrower cash flow directly at the source. So basically, our strategy is broken down into three highly coordinated initiatives. First is Program A, the Brilliant Hub Commercial Accelerator, or we can say it in short, Brilliant Hub. What is Brilliant Hub? We will transition existing Desa Brilliant location into dedicated village production hub. Individual merchant will be grouped under the cluster Hidupku framework. Localized logistic point will set up to bundle product efficiency. The second program, or Program B, is B2B off-taker linkages, or in short is B2B linkages. Basically, we eliminate credit default risk by securing forward purchase agreement with retail chain, e-commerce network, and corporate buyer. MSME loans are approved only when tied to verified purchases contract, and revenue are funneled directly through BRI escrow account for automatic debt recovery. And the third program, or Program C, is Senyum Share Governance, or we can say it in short, Share Governance. To free up over leverage field to force we collocated administrative tasks within the Senyum officer of the ultra micro holding. Mostly importantly, we shift the monthly core KPI from individual loan to volume cluster performance mentoring, giving them the time to act as real ecosystem mentor. Tristan, show us the number behind the execution we have here.
Okay, now let's look at the financial architect of this transformation. We project a total capital investment of 100 billion rupiah allocated across 45 billion for IT platforms integrations such as Link UMKM and Brispot, 20 billion rupiah for frontline monthly reskilling, 35 billion for physical localized logistic hubs. While 100 billion rupiah is a significant commitment, the return is monumental by reducing our cost of credit from 3.53% down to 2.8%. We unlock 5.1 trillion rupiah in credit savings. By lifting our asset recovery rate from 34 to 55%, we recover an additional 1.8 trillion. This results in 6.9 trillion rupiah in total projected asset saving in year one alone.
To protect this plan, we have
Our plan is
high
carefully phased over 12-month period, starting with aligning frontline
we diversify our buyer portfolios
and mapping
across corporate,
stages
B2B,
production,
retail,
moving
e-commerce,
to signing
and
B2B
local government
contract
procurement
and
channels.
concluding with
Two is to
automated
prevent
escrow
frontline friction. We
integration.
automate block with
Stephen,
the Brispot
please
application
conclude our
to reject
presentation with
in
the
the
risk
lending application
and
unless
social
they are
impact.
linked to an active business cluster profile. Three is to bypass our digital adoption. We rely on our hybrid model where the monthly managed digital data inputs to keep the digital burden completely of the rural entrepreneur. And the novel, can you explain to us about the conclusion of this paper?
Okay, thank you for Steven. So the conclusion of this paper is basically our strategy proof that commercial success and social value do not have to be at war with one another. By converting isolated, unbanking MSMEs into organized commercial cluster, we systematically pull vulnerable communities into secure B2B value chains. We lower portfolio risk, streamline our labor force, and empower communities to become self-sustaining economic engines. By shifting focus from capital supplies to demand activation, BRI will secure its bottom line while truly fulfilling its noble mandate of building financial resilience across every village in Indonesia. And we are Mahasiswa Gacor team, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.